Biology, a once tedious subject to learn and to teach without passion, now made easy thanks to 1299 ICT for Teachers. Using technology, biology teachers, as an example, are able to construct a successful TPAC model to educate Year 11 students on a typical plant cell. By using ICT for this subject, the goal is to be able to create a functional artifact that will make the content enjoyable and easy to remember. But how? Using practices such as project-based learning and gamification, a lesson can be formed that not only presents the content knowledge through technology, makes it easy to learn and even easier to remember. The process begins with the formation of a few research questions that construct the framework of this content knowledge. This is the first stage in project-based learning. In the second stage, we use Microsoft Word, our first piece of technology, to create a poster that shows our goals for the project. Some of the questions that we could look in this unit include: what does a cell look like? What different organelles make up a cell? And what is the function of these organelles? In the third stage of project-based learning, as taught throughout the semester, we find the answers to our questions. Using Pinterest and a few online resources, including Campbell's 10th edition of biology, we are able to create an image of what a cell looks like, what shape it is, and what organelles are within and what their function are. During the next stage of project-based learning, we create a presentation that is the visual representation of our research for the topic. In my lesson, I would use gamification, where I would display a tour of the cell that I created. Using this, it aims to go further than just engaging students. Color-coding different parts of the cell, the goal is to create an activity where students aren't just seeing, but experiencing. By doing this, I'm not just encouraging the students that excel at the content, but also encouraging the students that don't understand by making it easy to learn and even easier to remember. Here is an example of what I've come up with so far. So once in the Minecraft world, the teacher can board a roller coaster, which is just a fun way to explore the cell and start the lesson. Throughout the ride, there are numerous stops where key organelles of the cell can be found. As an example, on the right here we have the nucleolus within the nucleus, with the chromatids and chromosomes surrounding it. This would be a great opportunity for teachers to stop and can explain what the organelle looks like and what its function is in the cell. However, if the teachers wanted to make the lesson more of an activity-based lesson, then each stop could represent a group of students who, after they've done their research on the organelle that they have been given, can present their findings to the class. This kind of resource is a great way to include everyone in the class, as it includes a mix of visual and textbook approaches to learning, using resources such as Minecraft and using techniques that make learning easier and more fun within the piece of technology used are just a few tools that allow students to enhance their learning outcomes. So further examples, you can use, for example, the mitochondria to our right here, or our vacuole to our right now, as parts of the lesson where each group talk about what that organelle does, what its function is, and present the findings to the class. Once the Minecraft cell has been created, the next step in project-based learning includes uploading the video of Minecraft to YouTube. YouTube is a great tool to do this, as it allows students to then view the video whenever they want on their laptops or tablets. This further enhances student outcomes as it allows students who are unmotivated to study because of the inconvenience of having to carry on textbooks to become more likely to study due to the availability of resources on their phones. Finally, in the last stage of project-based learning, the web page can then be tweeted on Twitter so that other classes in the school or local area can see what the other classes are doing. This will allow learning not just to become something students do in the classroom, but something they do online as well as offline, collaboratively with other schools. This is just one way that technology is able to revolutionize not just what we teach, but how we teach it. And although everything spoken about in this learning summary seems like it's all new and far from the traditional style of learning, it is actually something teachers have been doing for a long time. It's called TPAC, which stands for Technology, Pedagogy, and Content Knowledge. And this is just one framework taught in the 1299 EDN class that teachers follow when creating their lesson plans. In the particular lesson I've created using Minecraft, I've used, for technology, the gamification, which is using games to help enhance learning outcomes. The content knowledge was just the biology and the tour of the cell, a unit covered in Year 11 biology. And finally, for pedagogy, I used the Minecraft with a project-based learning approach to help involve and enhance the student's learning outcome. As someone who's been a school student within the last 12 months, I know from first-hand experience that one thing students don't respond to as well to as one thing that students don't respond as well to is a teacher who is more about the content knowledge rather than how the students learn the content knowledge. It is unfortunate that going through school, the majority of teachers teach like this, and coming to this course, I too believed that I would teach like this style. Now, however, because of 1299, I find myself believing that education is more than just getting students over the line. I believe that it's about making the line come to them, so that they can learn and grow at their own pace and within their own limits.